Coach, you said the defense had to travel to the desert. How would you describe the way it showed up?
Oh, big time. Big time. I think going into tonight's game, Katie, they in our building, they were only averaging 98 points a game. And in this building, they're averaging 125. So to hold them to 100 points tonight was just a thing of beauty. And that's when we're at our best. When we defend, when we rebound, when we run, when we share the ball, we all believe that we're the best team in the NBA. And tonight we showed that against a very talented team on their court. So it's great that we close this series out. We'll go home, get some rest, and try to figure out who we play next round.
Collectively, what was the mentality coming into this game, and then how was it executed? Because it looked like you guys were locked in from the tip.
Our mentality was take it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to give it to us. We got to go out there and take it. You're playing against a team with their backs against the wall, facing elimination. You just can't show up and think you can just arrive at this game and work your way into it. And we did not want to be counterpunchers. We wanted to go out and strike first. And I felt the start that we got off to was just outstanding. And second half, man, just kept waiting for that run. Got through the third quarter. And to our guys' credit, we had the right mindset coming into the game and for 48 minutes throughout the game. And that shows maturity. And very proud of our group. Our goals, we weren't satisfied winning the first round. We're not satisfied now. Our goals are much bigger than getting to the Western Conference Finals, but we're definitely heading in the right direction.
Michael, pregame, you credited KCP for kind of setting the tone in Game 5. Tonight he comes out with a pretty incredible first quarter. What stood out about what he gave you in those first 12 minutes?
Well, I didn't want to take him off the floor. That's how well he was playing. The defense, the offense, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Vinny, I think he had 17 points in the first quarter. You know what I mean? Like he was, and I tell you, man, there were some shots that we made, some plays in that first half where I said to myself, man, the gods are with us tonight. I mean, we had some unbelievable plays where the ball went in. We threw a lob dunk, it got tipped and went in. We had a couple of plays at the basket that we just threw something up and it went in. And so somebody's looking down upon us, and we appreciate that. But KCP was great. I think he took that. Devin Booker's a great player. We all understand how great of a player he is. But you can't be afraid of greatness. You have to go out there and challenge greatness. And I think KCP did a really good job of trying to limit Devin Booker as much as possible. And I thought he and Bruce tag teaming him was just phenomenal tonight.
Coach, what is it that fuels your belief and the belief of your players that you guys as a collective union are capable of accomplishing something that's never been accomplished in the history of the franchise?
Well, I think we understand that the talent we have on the roster, the chemistry, the camaraderie, and we've proven this year that we can beat anybody. We've beaten the best teams in the NBA. You look at our record against the best teams in the Western Conference, it was a phenomenal record. So I think, you have a two-time MVP in Nikola. You have Jamal Murray, you have Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, KCP, Bruce Christian, and Jeff off the bench, and guys that haven't played a lot behind that, but who I know are staying ready for any opportunity that may be out there for them. But this team has worked very hard for this. This is not happenstance. This is not us just being lucky. We're healthy, which is really, really important, and we're a very good basketball team.
Michael, you said before the game you wanted your team to treat this like you were down 3-2 in the series instead of up. Did you have to say anything to try and convince them at halftime that they were not winning or that it was not as close as a 30-point game at that point?
No, I challenged them at halftime, and I said, we haven't done a damn thing. I said, understand why we're up by 30, and do not come out complacent. This team put up 50 points in the third quarter in the first round against the Clippers. And don't be that team that gets away from what allowed them to be successful in the first place. Do not get bored with success. And I called a timeout in that third quarter because I told our guys, I said, listen, where's the team that I saw in the first half? Because I don't see them right now. It's not the same team. We have to get back to being desperate, urgent, disciplined, and then we kind of got back to that. But, in a 48-minute game, a team like that's going to make a run, and to our guys' credit, we're able to withstand anything they tried to put forth.
You mentioned can't be afraid of greatness when challenging somebody like Booker. How about this team itself not being afraid to be great? And when did you see this? How have you seen this team embrace that?
Yeah, it's you know, I go all the way back to San Diego and training camp. And one thing, thank you, James. Appreciate it. One thing that stuck out to me in training camp in early October was how quickly this team became close. And you got to understand, which I know you do, but some people don't, the number of new faces that we brought in. We lost 8 players. We brought 8 new guys in. And for us to have that kind of instant camaraderie and chemistry and spending time together off the court, I knew that was going to bode well for us this season. Then as the season went along, I think we were but middle of December, and I always go back to this, but I really felt it was a defining point in our season. December 8th at Portland, Jamal Murray hits a game winner. And that was big for a couple of reasons. One, that I think reminded Jamal of the greatness that he has within him. And he's kind of over everything he's overcome with the ACL. But it also was a jump start to us playing at a very high level on defensive end and winning at a very high level. And I think shortly thereafter, we were in first place in the West from then on out. So, you know, we understand that we can only be great by playing the right way and staying true to our identity. And our guys in this series 4 times did it at a very high level.
Michael, you talked about how you guys were number 1 in the West for over 100 days. People talk about other teams. You talked about how Phoenix was even a favorite entering the series, according to some people, or even Vegas.
Not you, though. I'm taking names, baby.
Yet, you know, in the next, even though your odds have gone up in Vegas, I think after the last win, you know the next round people are going to be talking about LeBron and Lakers or the defending champs. Do you guys like that? Do you guys thrive off that? I mean, or do you guys feel like you guys are just proving everybody wrong?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it seems like for years now, some dusty old cow town in the Rocky Mountains, the little respect that we get. And you can sit there and fight it and complain about it, or you can just embrace who we are and what we have. And I'd rather not waste time on all the pundits who count us out or don't give us the respect that we deserve as a team and everything that we've done. But there's one thing we haven't done. And until we win a championship, people are going to keep saying that about us. So that's what drives us home, is winning a championship. Getting to the Western Conference Finals doesn't do it. Getting to the finals doesn't do it. It's winning a championship. And that's something that we can all savor and enjoy and embrace and have that forever. That's something no one can ever take from you. And that's what is our motivation on a day-to-day basis.
2 more, Matt. Go ahead.
Michael, you guys scored 44 points in the first quarter, which tied for the second most points you guys have ever scored in a playoff quarter. What does that say to you about this specific group, you know, against a team whose backs were against the wall on the road? And could you kind of feel that type of a hot start coming into this game for you guys?
I wish I could say yes. You know, you never know when the jump ball goes up. I could tell that our guys were really locked in. You know, I mean, like we had a really good win in Game 5 at home, but there was no celebrating. Understood that we had work to do here in Phoenix. And I told them before the game, don't give in to that human element of, well, we have Game 7 at home in my pocket. No, screw that. We don't have Game 7 at home. Game 7 is right now. So I didn't know we were going to score 44, but the amount of defensive stops that we got out in transition, attacked the basket, I felt we played with a really aggressive mindset tonight. And that we're going to have to continue to do that as we move forward.
Last one, do
Later in the game, you had Jokic and you had Jamal out on the court. Was that about championship habits and building that, or what went into that decision to keep them out?
When they were still on the floor?
Yeah.
Just, you know, making sure that we get the win. I think we're up. They cut it to maybe 20. And then around once the 3-minute mark hit, you know, I got those 2 guys out, trying to avoid any potential injury in the last 3 minutes of that game. And then we obviously emptied our bench after that. But just trying to secure the win and make sure we're playing the right way and making sure nothing crazy happened out there.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Coach, 2020 seems like a lifetime ago, right? You know, the last time you guys were in the conference finals. So what was that moment like in the locker room, just knowing that you'd be back there for the first time since COVID and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys are they're excited, but it's a controlled excitement. And then what I mean by that is we just beat a really good team, you know, on the road convincingly in an elimination game. And these games are the hardest usually. And tonight we were able to, you know, win by 25 points. So there's excitement for us doing our job at a high level and for advancing. But at the same time, we're not celebrating and popping champagne and throwing water over each other because our goal wasn't to get to the Western Conference Finals. You know, I keep saying our goal is to win a championship. So we have much more work to do and excited to head home, get some rest. I mean, Jamal played through an illness tonight, and can't say enough great things about him. Nikola got another triple-double tonight. KCP's performance. Bruce Brown again off the bench. Like, this was thoroughly a team win, and I could not be more proud of the 17 guys in that locker room.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.